Hello and welcome to Birmingham Cameras Online. I'm Jules Call. Well, myself and Brian are here with the Christmas gift guide for all things cameras, and we've got loads to show you from mirrorless and DSLRs. Now, just to let you know, as we go through each camera, the prices will come up on screen, but it is that time of year, so they're subject to change. So just check out our website, birminghamcameras.ie, for the current price. Now, Brian, what have we got to show them?
Okay, you can see we've a crowded table here. We have some DSLR models and we have some mirrorless models.
Now, I'd love if we had time in the video to be able to distinguish between the two, and I know people are trying to make decisions. Should I go mirrorless? What should they do if they're having those sort of dilemmas?
Well, it's not a simple yes or no question at this stage. The DSLRs and mirrorless cameras do cross over in specification and in price points, so probably the best thing to do if somebody is not sure whether a mirrorless camera or a DSLR is best for them, if they come into the store and have a chat with us, we'd be able to guide them on what they need. Okay,
drop in for an L chat. Okay, so what would you like to show us first?
Okay, well, we'll start off with the digital SLRs maybe. So they will be the Canon and Nikon models that we have on here. So the starting point on the digital SLRs is a Canon model. It's an EOS 4000D. Now, all digital SLRs and the mirrorless cameras will have interchangeable lenses. So on all of these cameras, we'll be able to take the lens off and change it and put on different lenses to do different jobs. This is the starting point of digital SLRs. So it has all manual controls, but very easy to use and just aimed at somebody that wants to move up from a point and shoot compact camera and get the functions of a DSLR to start off and see if they really want to take photography onto a further level than they had already.
Okay.
After that one, we move on to a Nikon model. This is a D3500. Now this particular model is physically quite small and nice, very niche camera. The lens it comes with has stabilizer in it. It's an 18 to 55mm lens, but it has stabilizer built into it. You've got photos and video capability in it, and the camera itself, all Nikon cameras have a Wi-Fi function called SnapBridge, and what that does is it connects up to your mobile phone or your mobile device. You download an app for it, and then all of your images can be transferred over to that mobile device that you take with the camera, and the camera can also be controlled from that as well.
I love that as well, because it means you're not taking out your SD card without having to load it up to your laptop and everything. You literally go, there's an amazing picture, I want it on my Instagram right now, and in seconds it's up and online.
That's it.
Great feature.
Yeah. We have now a Nikon model, another one. This is a D7500 model.
Okay.
This moves up a bit in the range. It goes up to much more up at the enthusiast level. So it's a little bit more than an entry level camera. It's got extra.
So what are we
functions.
getting extra then for moving up to that level? What's the difference between going from here to here?
Okay, so there will be a few things. You'd get better image quality, but it wouldn't just be image quality. In this particular model, we have a screen that is tiltable. The camera can be controlled via a touch screen as well. We also have better low light performance, more auto-focusing points. It just has a lot of improvements rather than one big improvement. So just the overall performance of the camera and of your images will get better by moving up to a model like this.
Okay.
We move on now. This is another Canon model. This is the EOS 6D Mark II. This moves up to the full frame sensor, which is the larger image sensor in the digital SLRs.
Okay.
So when you move up to a full frame camera, they do get more expensive, but you do get better low light performance and better color reproduction, and you just can get, again, you go to a better all-round performance of the camera by moving up to something like this.
So ultimately, as we go up in price, is it the sensor, is that the key thing that is that, adding up the price, and you're getting better quality photos the further up you go. That's a given. But what is it in particular about it? Is it the sensor?
Generally, yes.
Okay.
You couldn't say that 100% of the time that was always the case, but generally, yes.
Right.
Generally, it is a good rule of thumb. As you go up in price, you're going to get better image quality, and that is generally down to the sensor.
Okay. So that's all the DSLRs. Let's talk mirrorless.
Okay, we have a few mirrorless cameras here. We've got, again, different brands. You've got Canon, Fujifilm, Panasonic and Sony. The mirrorless cameras They are a newer technology. I'll just show you the clue is in the name and say mirrorless. The camera itself doesn't have a mirror, so you can essentially see straight onto the sensor. They generally are smaller and lighter than a DSLR. But now we are at a point where they do cross over with DSLRs as well, so you can get a mirrorless camera that will offer you the same functions as a DSLR camera. That's where the mirrorless range has grown to. So this here is the first one we have. This is a Canon model. It's the EOS M50. So this is one of the starting points in the mirrorless range. It's not the very entry level, but it's a good point. It's a very well spec'd camera. It comes there with the 15 to 45mm lens. You've got a swivel screen on it.
Nice.
You've got Wi-Fi built into it for allowing you to transfer your photos over to your mobile device wirelessly. And it's a nice small camera, so again, if you want the facility to be able to change the lenses but don't want quite the size of a digital SLR, something like the M50 would be a good one to go for.
It's very lightweight. Yep.
Next one would be the Panasonic one there. This is a Lumix G80.
Okay.
Now this is physically a little bit bigger than the previous Canon model, so this kind of handles and is styled more in digital SLR, but with the mirrorless functions. So what you can get with mirrorless cameras, you can get things like silent shooting, so you can take a photo where the camera doesn't make any noise when it's taking the photo. You can also get slightly better focusing all around the frame at times, and there's also generally better video functions as well. So this model will tick all those boxes as regards to the advantages of the mirrorless camera that it would offer, but again, it's not overly expensive compared to what some of the cameras can be.
Okay.
We go for this one here now. This is a Fujifilm model. This is a brand new model. It just came into us there a few weeks ago. It's the X-T3. Now this, people who are familiar with mirrorless cameras will be familiar with the Fujifilm X-T range. The previous two models have been absolutely fantastic cameras, and this really comes on from them. It's got a crop sensor, and it probably will be the best crop sensor camera in the mirrorless range.
Okay, what does crop sensor mean?
Okay, so crop sensor means it's not full frame.
Okay.
So the slightly smaller sensor, yeah.
Okay. What's next?
Okay, so next we're going to move on to the full frame ones. So first of all, we've got a Sony model. It's the A7 III.
There's a lot of love for this camera.
There is, yes. This camera has been by far the most popular camera that we have had in stock this year. It never ceases to amaze us week by week how many of them that we're selling to everybody, professionals, amateurs, enthusiasts. Every so often a brand will come along with a model that just ticks loads of boxes for loads of people, and this is the one. So if you're not sure about what camera to go for, if you probably narrow it down to the Sony A7 III, I'll probably do what you wanted to do.
That's going to be the safest one, yep.
That's it. And then the last one that we have is another Canon model. It's the EOS R. Now this is the first mirrorless camera with a full frame sensor from Canon. So again, this is relatively new as well. This only came in the last few weeks also.
Huge amount of hyper in this one.
There is, yes. I think the biggest thing about this camera is that even though it does have a different lens mount to the previous Canon digital cameras, with the lens adapter that does come with it in the box, you can use any Canon lens on it. So any existing Canon kit that you have, any lenses whatsoever, will fit on to the camera and function fully with it. Or also there is a new range of lenses coming out. There's 4 out at the moment, and this will be a new system by itself eventually as well as time goes by.
Fantastic. Well, that is a brilliant range of mirrorless and DSLRs, and as we said, if you have questions, the best thing to do is just drop into the store and have a chat here, and they'll be able to answer all of your questions. I'm Jules Call, keeping things in focus for Bermingham Cameras.